How you doing? So I have been working on these two cuttings. This one. These two are just dead wood. It's just a piece of dead wood here and here. These are two cuttings I took from the first red maple that I grew. I've been having some success in getting them to branch. They're I've been growing them. First, I rooted them in between late 2019 and 2020. I believe I took them as cuttings in 2019 because that's when I potted the parent tree. And so I'm trying to keep them about this height. And one of the problems I've had is with the tops. And so this top of this tree, just to give you something to measure it against, here is a penny. So you can see how big it is. So this top of this tree is just out of control. I just took a small cutting from it to put into another composition. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and cut the top of this tree off now. And what I'm gonna do with this top is I'm gonna plant it. I have a seed tray here that I have had lots of them. And you'll see it once I bring it into the shot. After I heal this wound, I'm going to go ahead and put this top into the seed tray. And what I'm hoping for is that it will root and turn into a very miniature clump style. So I will go ahead and get started. I have all my, excuse my arm, I have all my supplies. So let's see. I want this cut to be angled to the back. All right, and I think that's it. There we go, and it's off. So here's the top of the tree. I'll set that down, get my wound sealant, because these red maples, they start weeping very quickly after. Even the smallest cut will produce a massive amount of sap. It's amazing. Even from the smallest tree, you take the tiniest cut and sap will just start pouring out of it if you don't seal it quickly. So I'll just watch that, and so there's that cut. I'll bring the camera over so you can see it. So there's that cut. And already I am pleased with the look of the tree already. So that looks much better. I'll set this off to the side. And then very quickly, so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to do with this cutting what I've done with every cutting I've had success with. So just make sure you can see inside this seed tray that I have. So I've had this one for a couple of years, and basically what I do with these is I keep them fertilized. I'll fertilize them every so often. And then if I need them, I will put cuttings in them. And when I put cuttings in these trays that I create, they root quickly. So with these, I'm gonna scar them a little bit. And I'm going to just set this in here just like that, and just hope that it'll root. Hopefully you can see that. Excuse my arm again. Give me 1 second. Once I changed my process for treating my cuttings, I started having more success with every cutting I took. They just rooted every single time, so I'm hoping that this will too. So what I'll do is I'll set the penny here, and then I'll give you an overhead view of what this clump style, miniature clump style looks like so far. So there it is. And there's the penny. Little miniature clump style. So I'm hoping that it'll root. And I think it's going to produce a lot more leaders. The red maple already has the characteristic of sending its shoots up towards the sky. I may need to put some fertilizer in here. I have a brick fertilizer that I use, and so what I'll do is off to the side here, create a little hole, and over here I'll create another little hole, and I have some powder that I'll put inside there, inside that hole and that hole. All right, so hopefully this will work, and I'll have me a little miniature clump style to add to my collection. Have a nice evening.